asked my family if they want to go, well, maybe my wife. And I had French lessons on cassette, and then I had the Encyclopedia Britannica that I had. You know, I went to the library, got encyclopedias, and they had, when you looked at Algeria, from that encyclopedia, it showed camels and stuff like that. And you can imagine a modern city girl, I don't think they, so, well, you want to go, we go. And then they didn't saw enough movies about people on the run. Bonnie and Clyde was just out there. And they might think, oh, the children hold the house and all. Well, it's okay. I just go by myself, and I just, you know. But I offered everybody an opportunity. Kids get a chance to see the world and, you know, do what they want. It'd have been nice for them. It'd have been an adventure. But, okay, so I just left myself. I said, I'm not going to stay here and let these white people drag me down the street in front of everybody. That's what they do to all the heroes. They drag them down the street behind the chariot. I ain't going to let the white folks drag me down the street in front of all of the Negroes and take all the money I got, then send me to the penitentiary. Then I didn't do it. I left. That was a wonderful decision. Because when you travel, you have to learn different things that you learn. Hey man, when I left here, when I got to Algeria, they didn't weigh people by pounds, they weighed people by kilos. They didn't use miles, they used kilometers. And I wasn't 6 feet 2 inches, I was 1.9 something other than.
Right, yes.
So good God Almighty. Can you imagine you get out there and everything that you know is different? And I watch a little sports on TV. That's when I read the most popular. They told me, no, this is the most popular sport in the world. What was it? It was football, soccer, not football like Negro football. I said, that's the most popular thing. Because everybody was just sitting there glued, you know. Mm-hmm. All the cafes, everybody just couldn't, they didn't have a lot of TVs at home, so they were just googly-eyed and ooh, and hooping and hollering. I said, man. So everything that you knew, even when I would get to, when I was sending cocaine from South America up here, one of my partners was asking me, do your kilos have 948 grams in it? Does it have, because, or does it have 900, because 2 pounds, what is it, 454 grams, something like that. Yeah, something like that. So I said, I'm gonna send you a kilo. A kilo has 1,000 grams. Kilos don't have 900 and something. You know, Negroes was used to buying colored stuff. With 10 ounces, they'd have them 25 gram ounces, because that's what heroin used to come in. And they used to come in pieces, and 16 spoons and all that. I said, no, I'm down here now. And we don't have no 900 and something. All kilos, a kilo, that's what you're talking about. Kilo, 1,000, kilowatts, right? All that stuff. I said, they come in, they're 1,000 grams. You can't get any kilos with more or less than that. It was just that everything was different, and the Negro was used to colored stuff. Man, so when you go other places, imagine you introduced to the whole world. And now we're learning about the whole African continent. Because in Algeria, a lot of the people is fighting for freedom all over Africa. They come to Algeria, they get training, because it was one of the first one to get its liberation. Some of the brothers from South Africa, all of them, they went to Algeria, you know. Anyway, this is a great experience. I'm gonna try to speed up. But what I'm saying is this, for me, this life has been one long experience. And when I came back over here and started what I started, I could feel the government presence clearly. And down in South America, it was clear. I knew who I was dealing with, who was managing. I played along with it. So I learned how to manipulate the government. At that time, it was still crude. You know, in the early 70s, 71, 72, 70, it was still crude at that time. But I knew one thing: if they're in charge, they're gonna let you get so much money, then they're gonna cut it off and take their money back, like they let everybody deal. After they deal a while, they get big, they be riding up, down, talking, da. Then all of a sudden, they go to jail, they lose all their money. That's a history for everything going on here. Oh, Rayful Edmonds, all of them, same story. It's the same story everywhere. So I knew then, boss man, gonna block my income and try to get everything back. So I did stuff on the side that he didn't know nothing about. None of my neighbors knew, none of it. It just looked like I was just doing the foot shuffle down in Columbia, like doing nothing. They still had their eye on me real good, even when I was by myself. But I just slipped in here, slipped in there. And I had, when it all crashed down, I wasn't broke. It just, they thought I was, but I wasn't, because I put something aside. They was managing me, and I was learning how to manage them. Now, by the time we come to Islam, that's what I'm going to teach. How to manipulate the government 101. Except now I'm going to teach an advanced course. 101 just for public consumption. How to manipulate the government. Okay, you have to think something is going on. I have to be telling some of the truth, because all this stuff that's going on, all of this stuff that we're talking about, everywhere we've been and the way everything has come out, all of this time, right? We have to have some involvement in it. We are not being manipulated 100%. It's not possible. Therefore, if we're able to predict the behavior of the government year in, year out, if we're able to incorporate processes and methods where when boss man look up, he's the one that's been played. And then this last period, let's say the last 7, 8 years, or 10 years, out there in Oakland and here, is clear. It's clear as a bell about what we've been doing and what we learned from the government. See, it's a learning process. Nobody has to believe it. Oakland was pure black nationalism. History arranged for me. It was, at that time, it was arranged for me. But if I know it's arranged, if I know the rules of the game, I can begin to, and I hate to keep saying I, but that's who was happening to is, if I'm the target, I have to have enough sense to know. A lot of people are a target and they don't know they're a target. That's not my situation, okay? So it gets so common, you can pick up on everything. I gave a talk at Sacramento State, 1981. I said, Reagan's a new president. I said, Reagan's going to take us back to the 50s, and before you know it, we'll all be back. He's going to take the country back there, because that's where his head is at. That's where his behavior is at. He's been the governor of California, right? He's now the president of the United States. Ronald Reagan killed the Vietnam syndrome, and all of a sudden, everybody went to heroes as not baby killers, they're rehabilitated. Right? That happened in Reagan's time. Y'all may not remember crew cuts, but crew cuts was back in the 50s. Crew cuts is what the white folks were. Just crew cuts, same thing they wear in the Navy almost. You go down, you look at the Negro by 1989, he was wearing a bowl haircut. A bowl haircut is when you put a bowl on your head and cut around it, except it was sticking way up. That's what the niggas was doing. They didn't know. I knew. I'm telling you. I gave them. I think somebody videoed it in 1981. And then I told the Iranians, look, here's what they're going to do. They're going to feint at you. And if you don't move properly, he's going to feint at you again. And if you don't make the proper moves and adjustment, next time, bam, he's going to hit you. Why? Because you haven't made the proper adjustments. That's what they did to the Iranians then, and they're still doing it to them now. Well, not as much now. Iranians didn't learn. They didn't learn. Anyway, what I'm trying to tell you is, this is not a new process. If you do this long enough, the individual will outgrow the government. It's easy to see. Why is everything redundant? Why do they do the same thing to the cars that they did 15 years ago? They don't have nothing else to do. They just went to the end of the road. Why they do the same stuff that they have done over and over again, and it has no effect at all? Because you outgrow them after a while. If you hang around long enough, you outgrow boss man. You outgrow him. See, remember, longevity is a big deal. That's what Martin Luther King said. Longevity has its place. He said, I've been to the mountaintop. Longevity has its place. And he said, but you're going to get to promised land. I may not be there with you. Because I guess somebody told him, nigga, we're going to finish you off. This is it. And sometime when you hear it, or sometime when you break something, you know, oh, this is broke, this is not a sprain. You ever hear something like that? Okay, that's the whole real deal there. Somebody done told him, you're a dead nigga. And he just knew it. You could tell when he's talking. He already know that. And Malcolm said, in one of his interviews, well, don't you think that this is dangerous? He's talking about the chief and, how did you know? He said, well, the son, Wallace told me, He said, well, don't you think that what you're saying is dangerous? He said, I'm a walking dead man. I don't know if you ever. He said, I'm a walking dead man. I said, I already know that. So he knew, said, okay, what I'm saying is, and I'll get to what's been going on. What we're saying right now is not a new style. I just happen to have this. Who's the real terrorist? It's called Devil's Triangle. U.S., Israel, and South Africa. That was in 1989. So the triangle of terror, South Africa don't belong there no more, right? So we stick the Saudis on there. But the triangle of terror, Devil's Triangle, they just take the one out, replace them with another. But at that time, South Africa belonged there, right? Today, it's Saudi Arabia. Okay, this is back in 89, 30 years ago, 31 years ago. So, it's okay. What I'm trying to say is, we're qualified now to teach not government manipulation, how to manipulate the government, one-on-one, introductory course, which we're going to teach. But for those that are going to be around, we're going to teach an advanced course. We're going to teach. Look, none of this stuff is accidental. Of course, we know that nothing is accidental. But what I'm saying is, we have had influence in designing already the things that have been going on. Why wouldn't we respond if I was arrested in the masjid, why wouldn't I just go down the next day, get a lawyer and say, hey, they can't do that to me, it's illegal. Why we don't do that? Because we want repetition over and over and over again. And you know, last year, I think we had been out here so long, back here, that we went past the time when you could file against the government in court.
Oh, right,
yeah. Yeah. So they started arresting me again. So I'll be up to date. And I know to go back out there and do this stuff before that wears out.
right.
That is no problem. But we got more, look, I used to talk to Tufel every day, every night when this stuff was going on. This stuff was not a trial period. It was a trial period, but it was a consolidating period, and a period, you know the way Allah said in the Quran, that da-da-da-da-da, we give you power, we give you this and that, so that I will know, but it don't mean so Allah already know, but so you gonna know. So all the time, I consulted so that there would be a witness to say, yeah, this guy is ready. Why? Because they can't make you do stuff. They can't provoke you. I was watching the other night, they had a program about Grant. It's on the History Channel. 6-hour series. I watched all of them, all at one time. And one thing about Grant and Lee at the end of the war, Grant had all the big government power and force and numbers, and he said, I'm just going to chase Lee until he has to respond to me. I just stay on him. And Lee could do it for a while, but after a while, he had to respond to Grant. When you respond to me, homeboy, you're in trouble. the government always was doing everything they did, so I would respond to them. When I wouldn't respond, can you imagine all them arrests? All them arrests? Time after time? And then all the arrests before, what does that do? That put us right in with what's happening to black people today. When we speak about being arrested, police brutality, them putting their hands on you, you know, when they put your hands on you, they make you automatically get mad. Because they know how to put their hands on you in a way that they assault you. Of course, you handcuffed already. But they handle, just for them to put their hands on you, it makes you mad. You got to control yourself. And then the way they used to search you, they still do the same way, open your leg, and then they kick your legs open. They kick your legs sometimes, that's just to provoke you so that they can beat you upside the head. All the techniques that they use. And that man with his knee on that brother's neck, he was doing that on purpose, and the guys there with him is already paid for. There's too many people yelling at him, and it's the police, and 3 minutes pass when the guy's already dead, right? Why? Because somebody wanted that to happen, and it happened up there, where? Minnesota? What's been happening up there? The poor guy 2 years ago, 3 years ago, he told the police, oh, I have a gun, I have a right to carry. Blah, 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 blah. Good God Almighty, wait a minute, the guy said, officer, I have a gun and I have a right to carry it. And they opened up on it, and no police going to jail or nothing like that, right? I'm telling you. So, everything that happened here and around me, being number one on the watch list, FBI coming here when they come, and the FBI came by your place first.
They came by mine.
You think the police, the FBI don't know where I'm at? You think the FBI don't have my phone number and stuff like that, and I didn't call them before? So it's insanity. They wanted to have a witness. Yeah, and then whatever advice they given, the only thing they said was definitely true. Okay, we want